me. I probably shouldn't be talking to you about this. In fact, I probably shouldn't be talking to you at all. But this could be important. It's about conspiracy theories. They're multiplying. They're everywhere. Every place I turn now I see conspiracy theories. My friends on Facebook are posting about the latest one all the time. YouTube seems to be pretty much devoted to conspiracy theories. And I think we need to talk about why this is happening and what's going on. And maybe the deep truth of conspiracy theories will come out. Maybe. Okay, now astrologically, there's a few things that are really making these conspiracy theories go off the charts. One of them is Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. You see, the thing is, when we find out that the world doesn't work the way we thought it did in high school social studies, we get a little bit uncertain. And Pluto in Capricorn is actually changing the way our government and our institutions, corporate and otherwise, work. And as we get down there to the bottom of things, we find that there are people who are behind the scenes, that are power brokers, that are kind of manipulating things. And we start to wonder, maybe they have all of the power after all. And with Neptune in the I got to hurry up with this. With Neptune in the sign of Pisces, we're really worried about this because Neptune will amplify things. Neptune kind of opens us up to all kinds of perceptions and sort of fogs us out. And it's both ways. It's kind of like the echo that you hear in the distance that you might not otherwise have heard, but you can't quite make out what it is. There's nothing like not being sure what it is you're hearing, what it is you're sensing, to make you feel paranoid. And that's what Neptune is doing in Pisces. It's what happened last time Neptune was in Pisces too, but you're going to have to find out about that for yourself. Anyway, the thing is this, with Neptune in Pisces, we're just going to feel it. We're just going to feel that things aren't exactly what we thought they were. We're going to start recognizing that. And with Pluto in Capricorn, it's mostly directed towards those things that are in power. It's the government. It's the institutions. Those are the things we're most paranoid about. But get this, and this is the really, really important part. You see, Neptune, Pluto, and Capricorn, all of these things, Neptune in Pisces, Pluto in Capricorn, they affect everybody. So, the guy sitting at home in Iowa with nothing better to do than to make up a little YouTube video about the conspiracy theory. Yeah, that's one guy. But you know what? The corporations and the government, they're also a little bit paranoid. You see that in their reaction to the Occupy Wall Street thing, right? I mean, you really see that they're really a little bit upset about this type of stuff and that they kind of sense that they're being closed in on. Just before the May 1st demonstrations, I was reading a security analyst for one of the banks saying that the Wall Street people were closing in together like animals that huddle together when the wolves come at them. See, even if you're in power, you may be the target of a conspiracy theory, but you might yourself start generating conspiracy theories against you. Paranoia is very, very hard to limit. Okay, so why? Why conspiracy theories? What is it about conspiracy theories that makes them so appealing, so popular? I mean, we've always had conspiracy theories. Neptune and Pisces can't get all the blame for them, even if it will get the blame for having a little bit more of them and having them multiply quite so much. But why? What is it about conspiracy theories that we actually like? Well, you know what? If the Illuminati or whoever are running the world, it may be really bad and it may be really nefarious and it may be really scary. But you know what? It's kind of nice to think that somebody knows how to run the world. It's kind of nice to think that somebody's in charge, that it's not one big rudderless ship. That's an even scarier thought. So it may all be happening under the table, behind the scenes where we can't see it, but at least somebody's in charge. And yeah, that is kind of comforting. I'll be right back. Now, conspiracy theories don't always make a lot of sense. Barack Obama was born in Kenya. As though he's some sort of Manchurian candidate, and what, are the Kenyans doing so well? I mean, are they really benefiting quite so much from his presidency? A lot of times they don't make sense. But the idea is that something's going on in the background that you just don't know about. How very Neptunian. And as I said, it's brought to your attention now with the Capricornian issues of government and so on. But the problem with conspiracy theories is that at root, they're bottomless. No matter who you think is in charge, you can always step back one more frame of reference and see somebody else in charge. The puppet master becomes the puppet of the next puppet master, on and on and on up the chain. Over the weekend, there was a talk about how the Department of Homeland Security is monitoring our communications for things that sound suspicious, like the use of the word pork, and the use of the word Mexico, and the use of the word team. It doesn't sound very realistic, but okay, but they are, But we forget that the Department of Homeland Security was given these powers by none other than the American people after 9/11. They enthusiastically gave these powers to the Department of Homeland Security. And, well, maybe that's because 9/11 itself was perpetrated by the government. But it couldn't have just been done by Bush and Cheney and those guys, right? Because it was just too big a conspiracy. So it would have to be by the Republicans and the Democrats. So really, maybe the whole government itself is not really the government. Maybe they're all in collusion together. And in fact, maybe the government is really just the puppets of the corporations, and the corporations, the puppets of the Build-A-Bear group. Although I don't really see how the people that make those nice teddy bears could be so nefarious. But anyways, maybe it's really those banking families that are really controlling everything. It's the Illuminati, or they answer to the Pope, who perhaps answers to extraterrestrials who are themselves just the minions of God. And who knows who God's working for, right? And bingo. That's what it is about conspiracy theories. That's what it is that attracts us so much. That's why we don't stop making them. That's why we pay attention to them. Because they speak to something deep inside. They speak to a recognition of something that we have known and forgotten and remembered and forgotten again, time and time again. That it's all really an illusion. That we're engaged in one gigantic delusion of which the creator is, well, let's just put it this way. It's all Maya. We're out there swimming in a sea of illusions. And those illusions, they're not really created by others. In fact, the whole conspiracy theory sort of puts the idea that somebody else is in charge and kind of makes it a little bit easier to swallow, because it doesn't make us worry about that, what Alan Watts called the taboo against knowing who you really are. You see, the men in black that we're afraid might show up if we gain the truth, that's really part of our own conscience, part of our own superego, part of ourselves that stands guard against us finding out that the real grand conspirator, the one who's really creating the Maya, the illusion that's engulfing us all the time, is really